This is a Red FM Vancouver podcast. Make sure you hit subscribe for more great content. For further info, log on to redfm.ca.
Mr. Mooring, good morning.
Good morning.
Terry, morning. Tell us, please, that Bonnie Henry and the province wants to start full classes coming in September. What's your take on it?
So we're waiting for the full announcement today, but we know that teachers are really concerned about health and safety, and so we're hoping to hear some announcement around some funding for the health and safety protocols that need to be put into place for schools for September and for the rest of the school year. And we're also hoping to hear that there's some dedicated funding for PPE like masks and face shields, because that's something that we've been long calling for to be provided by school districts. So we're hoping for some information around that. And then we're also looking for the full details around what the stage will be in September and what that will look like.
I understand that 50% of the teachers are not willing or not comfortable teaching full classes.
Well, what our survey indicated is that we have, at least half of our teachers really concerned about health and safety. And we understand that, students need to be back in school and we need to be back in school and we want to be there as much as we can safely do so. And that can happen. But we need to be a part of the conversation that ensures those health and safety precautions are put in place. We know that that's really important to families as well. We're in a pandemic, and so that really needs to happen. We've been really happy to work with government on the working groups that they've established. So we have 25 teachers on those working groups, and we're also calling on government for that work to continue, because even with the announcement today, there's still a lot more planning and work that needs to be done.
Basically, Minister has already said that this is not a writing on the stone. Things can change in September. But what would you prefer? What would you rather say that should have happened differently for teachers to go back to studying comfortably, efficiently? They can take classes.
So we've appreciated the fact that government is really taking their lead from the Provincial Health Office. And we know that, that office will continue to track the health data between now and the start of school. And we're confident that if things aren't looking good in BC, and we certainly hope that's not the case, that the stage can absolutely change, and that would be responsive to the situation. We're hoping that's not the case. And so what really we're looking for is that planning continue throughout the summer, and that teachers' concerns or questions are answered, and that we're able to provide a lot of the solutions. Like, we know how schools work, and the Provincial Health Office, while they're providing input and recommendations, they're not the educators we are. And so we need to take that information from the Provincial Health Office and really translate it to the school level. And we need to do that with principals, vice principals, with support staff. Like, it needs to be a real collaborative approach to make sure things are done correctly in September. And so that's what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. That's currently the conversation that's going on in the working groups. But that work needs to continue because...
if your 50% of your membership is not, feeling comfortable going there, you've been a teacher yourself for 20 years. Does it make any sense for the children to go back to school in this pandemic, when there's no vaccine? And Dr. Henry has already said that there will be no masks were on by the students. And so you think that makes sense to go back to classes?
Well, it only makes sense if the health and safety precautions are put in place. And
what are those precautions? Mask, they are not allowing mask. There's no vaccine. What other precautions are you talking about?
So they are allowing masks. And that was a really important change that we were able to establish. That they're not providing masks, but there is an acknowledgement that masks can be worn by students and teachers as an option. It's a personal choice, and that choice needs to be respected. And that was a really important statement for government to make and for the Provincial Health Office to make, because we were running into school districts that were resisting teachers wearing masks, and we're basically not allowing some teachers to wear masks, and we found that with face shields as well. But now it's been made clear that they are an option, and what we're looking for is for them to be provided by school districts, and we have some hope that might happen. Beyond that, we also need to take a look at some changes to the way schools operate in order for students to be safe. And so some of the things that were happening in June were not all students were arriving at school at the same time. Not all of them were taking their lunch at the same time. Some changes like that. We know that there needs to be portable hand washing stations in the classrooms that don't have sinks or running water. So there's quite a few things that still need to happen. And we're confident that absolutely can happen before the start of the school year. But having said that, we also are calling for some planning early in the school year in September, because teachers also are going to need time to plan their own instruction, especially if the phase or stage changes. And as you pointed out, depending on the health data, if things change, teachers are going to need some time in order.
Another issue is that I have spoken to many teachers. As a matter of fact, they're your members of your union and federation. They're saying that the workload of teachers has increased since there are some children learning online in classes. And they're also saying that you're tiptoeing around the issue. You're not taking a strong stand about that.
Oh, I think we're taking a pretty strong stand. We have really been working to make sure that the working groups were established, and they are. And so what we're seeing right now is that in order for teachers to feel safe, there needs to be health and safety precautions that we know work put in place. And
teachers, tell us, is it true that there's some extra duties for teachers, no screening, sanitation, etc.?
And that's not appropriate. And so we've also taken a strong stand on that. And we're also expecting to hear that there's going to be money dedicated for additional custodial staff. We've made it exceedingly clear to...
if your members are, they're making them do those duties that should be done by the custodian, that definitely they have a point that you're tiptoeing around the issue.
Not at all, because what we've said is that that's not appropriate, and teachers should not be doing that. And so if teachers are being told by their administrators to do custodial work, they need to immediately report that to their local union. We've made it clear that that's not to happen. The support union also agrees so that that's their work. And we know we've been in conversations with government to ensure that there is daytime custodians available. And so in today's announcement, we're waiting to hear that there's funding for that, because that's what's going to need to happen in order for districts to be able to do that. And so not tiptoeing around that at all. We've made it exceedingly clear that's not our work. Teachers are not expected to do the cleaning. We don't have time for that. And that's not in any way our work. And so any teacher that is being asked to do that should immediately talk to their local union.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Terry-Mooring, anything you'd like to add in closing?
Well, I just really want to thank teachers for all their work. June was extremely difficult. We were in an emergency situation, and that was, we made things work because that's what we do when we have the responsibility of teaching our students. But we have the opportunity for some really careful planning for September. We know that teachers are really concerned about the start of the school year, and so that's why we're working so hard to make sure that schools are safe for our return.
Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you again.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to another Red FM podcast. Don't forget to hit subscribe and check out our Red FM Canada YouTube channel. For further info, log on to our Red FM social media platforms or visit redfm.ca.